James just walked into the restaurant, but a transparent monster followed behind him. In a blink of an eye, more and more monsters crawled in from the outside, and all the monsters were attached to James' side. But this scene was seen by Danny. But Danny could only pretend not to see it, because once the monster found out, the consequences would be like this man. It turns out that Danny was born with yin and yang eyes. Danny can see things that ordinary people cannot see. And the monsters in front of him are called evil spirits. As long as the evil spirits appear, someone will die. If the number of evil spirits is more, it means that more people will die. I saw evil spirits running through the crowd, looking for targets everywhere. Ordinary people can't see evil spirits at all. Evil spirits crawled in front of Lisa and licked Lisa with their tongues. Danny felt that the situation was not good, so he hurriedly blew a kiss to Lisa, which saved Lisa from death. Evil spirits thought that Danny saw him, so they came to Danny, but Danny behaved very calmly and was not disturbed by evil spirits at all. But the danger didn't end there. At this moment, Lisa was about to leave here, and evil spirits followed immediately. But just as the evil spirits were about to make a move, James suddenly walked in, which immediately caught the attention of the evil spirits, because the more serious the evil thoughts are, the easier it is to attract evil spirits. These evil spirits kept clinging to James' side. Suddenly, more and more evil spirits crawled in, all hovering around James. It seems that his evil thoughts are very heavy, so evil spirits will not give up. No matter where James goes, evil spirits will follow. It was the first time Danny met so many evil spirits. In order to find out the situation, Danny followed James to his house on a small motorcycle, while James was out and away. Danny broke open the door lock and sneaked into the house. At this time, Danny found a strange door. Suddenly, a gloomy cold air hit his face, and Danny was shivering from the cold. Countless evil spirits floated in the air and directly got into the door lock. Danny approached the door against the cold, and when he opened the door, it looked like a cold storage. Everything in the room was frozen, and there was a gloomy chill everywhere. At this moment, Danny saw a beam of white light appear on the wall, and Danny put his hand in it. As a result, countless venoms continued to spread, covering the entire room in an instant. Danny suddenly realized something was wrong, quickly pulled out his arm, turned around and ran. Unexpectedly, the room turned into a black hole, constantly sucking Danny into it. Danny quickly broke free from the black hole's shackles, seeing the evil spirits running out one after another. Danny quickly hid behind the door. Through the crack in the door, Danny saw countless evil spirits crawling out of the room, seeming to be looking for intruders. Danny was too frightened to make a sound, and Danny realized that the black hole was the gate of hell. After the evil spirits dissipated, Danny returned to the room again, and Danny saw the pictures of the dead hanging on the wall, as if some kind of sacrifice was being carried out. Then Danny flipped through the calendar, only to find that the night of the 15th was missing, and tomorrow happened to be the 15th, so Danny infers that there will be a catastrophe on the 15th. Danny immediately reported the situation to Sheriff Eve, and Eve said he would send police officers to investigate. But that night, the disaster really happened. Lucy ran desperately with her bare feet, and her expression was extremely panicked because there were two vicious dogs behind Lucy. I saw the vicious dog pinning Lucy to the ground. When Danny arrived, he heard two gunshots, and both Lucy and the vicious dog were dead. But the man with the gun, John, knelt on the ground and said that he only wanted to hit the vicious dog, but accidentally killed Lucy by mistake. Soon, the police arrived at the scene, and it turned out that the victim was the girlfriend of police officer William. Danny remembered that the vicious dog was raised by James. Now that there is evidence, Eve immediately issued a warrant to arrest James and bring him to justice. Unexpectedly, not long after the incident happened, something happened at Danny's house. When Danny got home, he found a pistol on the ground. What's even weirder is that there is a dead body in the bathtub. Danny turned it over and saw that the deceased was James, who seemed to have been dead for a long time. Obviously, someone was framing Danny, but he did not choose to call the police, because once the police intervened in the investigation, Danny would not be able to prevent the disaster from happening. Danny quickly wrapped the body in a white cloth, threw James directly downstairs, put it in the trunk of the car, went to an abandoned warehouse, and hid the body inside. Danny is about to drive home, but there are countless evil spirits on the road, which means that the disaster is not over yet. On the second day, Danny came to James' home again, hoping to find new clues. When Danny opened the refrigerator, he found a bunch of teeth and a box of fingers inside. This startled Danny. Just when Danny was about to leave, James appeared again. James attacks Danny directly. James saw that the attack was not enough. James began to use magic to control the refrigerator, pressing Danny to the wall, and then he controlled the washing machine, but Danny dodged. The violent impact caused the gas to leak. Danny jumped out of the window, and a violent explosion occurred in the house instantly. Later, Danny came to the abandoned warehouse again, but he did not expect to have an unexpected harvest this time. Danny found a sign on James' body, and Danny suddenly remembered that the police officer William also had it. Could it be that they are a group? In the end, under the director's arrangement, Danny quickly found William police car, which was a crowded shopping mall. But the scene in front of him stunned Danny. Seeing countless evil spirits crawling all over the shopping mall, it meant that disaster was about to happen. Evil spirits are looking for their own goals in the crowd. No one but Danny can see evil spirits. Suddenly, there was a gunshot, and people ran away in fright. The gate of the shopping mall was also locked, and the crowd kept banging on the glass. Danny walked through the crowd and saw a gangster shooting wildly with a gun, and Lisa was within the range of the gangster's attack. Taking advantage of the time when the opponent was changing bullets, Danny drew out his gun and rushed over, hitting the gangster in the shoulder with one shot. At this moment, countless evil spirits appeared and tangled Danny tightly. The gangster took the opportunity to fight back with his gun. Danny broke through the shackles of evil spirits and killed the gangster with one shot. Then, Danny walked towards Lisa. At this time, Lisa stood up tremblingly, but fortunately, Lisa was safe and sound. Danny was relieved. Suddenly, an evil spirit appeared again. Danny realized that the disaster was not over yet. Danny followed the evil spirit to a truck. After opening the door, He found a bunch of bombs inside, enough to blow up the entire shopping mall, and there are only 2 minutes left. Danny was just about to act, but William noticed him and shot Danny a few times. Danny was hit by a bullet. Danny had to endure the pain and drove the truck out of the mall. Evil spirits didn't stop there, but grabbed the car door forcefully. Seeing that there were more than 10 seconds left before the explosion, Danny immediately opened the door, and then jumped. The large truck directly smashed through the guardrail on the side of the road and fell into the river, followed by a violent explosion. When Danny woke up, he found that he was already lying on the bed, and Lisa was always by Danny's side. And Danny became the hero who saved the town. Danny doesn't care about these and just wants to live an ordinary life with Lisa. On this day, the sheriff came to Danny's house and told Danny to recognize the reality. It turned out that Lisa had been shot and died, and it was Lisa's soul that accompanied Danny all the time. The facts made it difficult for Danny to accept. In order for Lisa to be reborn as soon as possible, Danny had no choice but to let go, watching Lisa turn into a butterfly and completely disappear into the world.